Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. My favorite makeup today is actually a makeup remover, and that's these guys. These are the Simple Sensitive Skin Experts Cleansing Facial Wipes. Now previously when I was doing empties, I was saying that I was getting a little tired of these. I didn't know if I really liked them that much, and I was going to try out some new wipes, which I'm going to do a video about that in a few days. I have to say that I take it back what I said. After testing out several kinds of wipes, these are actually, for the price, pretty good. They're not the best at taking out my eye makeup. That is still an ongoing issue for me. But in terms of regular things, you know, they smell pretty good and they take off a lot of makeup. They're not perfect, but I feel bad for sort of being like, I'm sick of these. I'm like, no, you know what? After smelling some other stuff, Burt's Bees, these are pretty great. So, on to the video. The next look from the Violet Voss Rainbow Palette. So let's see where we were last time. So at this point we still have the Violet shade, the Eclipse shade, and the Fiji shade to use at this point. So I'm looking forward to trying those out. I do want to warn you that Flamingo did stain my eyelids. That is the one shade so far that has done so. It definitely did. I looked pretty pink for a little while there, but I haven't had that problem so far with any of the other shades, including the darker purple and including this purple and this blue. Those were fine. So far it's just Flamingo that's been giving me a staining issue. I do still like this palette. I do get a little bit of creasing after a few hours, but it does still look pretty beautiful, and for a nice foily finish, I'm still really enjoying this palette. So let's use those rest of those colors. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that violet shade, I'm going to take that across the lid. I think I'm going to take Eclipse in the outer corner, and I'm going to take Fiji as sort of like a highlighting shade. See how that works. Might be my inner corner highlight. We'll find out. As previously discussed in videos about this palette tends to go on better with your fingers, but if you have a more densely bristled brush, it also works pretty well. So we're going to take that violet shade across my lid, and then we'll go from there. So one thing I've been learning while I'm down in Florida is that a lot of my mascara will melt in the heat, including my It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara and my Mary Kay Lash Intensity. They melt really easily in the heat, so I've actually been pretty mad at them this week. I'm hoping I will find a better option soon. The color payoff on Violet is pretty great, I have to say. Indigo was not nearly so shimmery. And I want to be clear, I'm talking about like 80-degree weather here right now. I don't expect my mascara to be melting in 80-degree weather. I mean, I've lived through 80-degree weather up in New York City. Like, this is getting silly. I do think the color payoff on this color is amazing. All right, so we're gonna take a little bit of that Eclipse shade. We're gonna take that in the outer corner, and I think I'm gonna use that to sort of smoke a little bit under the eye. We may add a little bit of the purple as well, or rather the violet. This black goes on super opaquely. I'm not upset about that. I've never had a black eyeshadow perform like that before. Basically, it's just black. It's not blended, and there's no blending here. It's just black eyeshadow. Again, there is glitter in this Eclipse shade. It's the one shade that is infused with glitter, but based on, you know, the jojoba oil, I'm hoping that we'll keep the glitter in check a little bit. I am definitely getting a little bit of fallout from both Eclipse and actually also from Violet. That was not an issue I noticed with the previous shadows, but it is something to be aware of. Alright, now I'm going to do a little blending right now. I am concerned that once I start blending, I'm going to knock the rest of the glitter out of Eclipse, but such is the price we pay. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happened. Once you go to blend this, the glitter all goes away. There's no more glitter on any of the Eclipse. The black is still very nice, but I am definitely getting fallout under my eyes from both the purple and the black eyeshadow. So I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup here, and then we'll go back and try to figure out how to use that shade Fiji. Alright, I've cleaned up what I can. I'll fix the rest of it when I get to my eyeliner. So now let's take that Fiji shade. I'm really curious what that's going to look like. I think I might try to take that under my lower lash line. I wonder if I put it on the top, if it's just going to be a little bit much. And again, as we've said before, a little bit much is kind of how I do my eyeshadow, so that's okay. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of eyeliner on, sort of fix that wingy situation that's kind of creating itself with the black eyeliner, and I'll be right back. And this is my finished look. I have to say that I think Fiji might be my very favorite shade in the entire palette, though I'm also really liking Violet. It's very beautiful, but Fiji was really easy to work with. It went on very easily underneath my lash line. It was easy to put in the inner corner. It just is a really beautiful shade. I will say that Violet has a beautiful iridescence to it that I was not expecting from it. It's really quite lovely. The Eclipse shade is nice. It's a very, very dark, very opaque black, but you just need to be careful of the glitter because that's what gave me all the fallout. So fallout from Eclipse, fallout from Violet. No real fallout from Fiji though. I'm pretty pleased with that. So in terms of the whole palette, the two shades that gave me the most fallout were Eclipse and Violet, though I do really like Violet. I just have to be really careful with it because if I put too much on, it's definitely going to crumble down onto my face. And this Flamingo shade did stain my lid, but nothing else has stained my lid thus far, and I have tried all of the colors in some aspect. My favorite shade I would think is probably Fiji. I really love this Fiji shade. It's very beautiful, but I actually also really like the Buttercup shade because though it's very gold in the pan, it almost has like a greeniness when you put it on the actual eye. And I also really enjoyed this Royal shade. I found it to be really easy to work with, and it's very comparable to the dark blue shade in the Urban Decay Kristen Leanne Kaleidoscope Dream palette, which I did find difficult to work with in that palette, but in this palette it's much easier. Overall, I think that these shadows are really beautiful. They're pretty easy to work with, especially if you don't have like a lot of skill with eyeshadow. You can still make some pretty cool looks pretty easily. If you're going to use brushes, I found a denser cracked brush worked better for me, or you can just use your fingers. If you're okay with that, you can just use your fingers to apply this shadow. It applied pretty easily for me when I used my finger. I do like the palette. I think you're getting a ton of product, and for $30, if you like a good rainbow palette, I would definitely pick this up. I think it's a good deal. I think you could make a lot of different looks with this. You're probably going to need a companion palette because these are all shimmery, foily shadows. There is no matte in this palette. You're going to need another palette in order to, you know, mix and have a transition shade, but if you don't care about that, which sometimes I just don't, you know, you can make whatever kind of look you want. So overall, I really do enjoy this palette. I'm glad I picked it up. If you like a good rainbow palette, I would say take a look at it for yourself. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content on this channel, please subscribe. If you got a suggestion for a video you'd like to see me do, please put that in the comments down below. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon. Bye!